How's it going, folks? My name is Victor. I own SetSinglesandSIRs.com, as well as run a TCG player store by the same name, Set Singles and SIRs. So, we are a 5-figure business. I used to sell a lot of sealed product, but we've moved essentially to singles for the most part. And in doing so, I've sold off some inventory of sealed, I've kept some sealed inventory as a longer term investment, and today I'm just going to share my thoughts and kind of what it looks like to have a almost $10,000 sealed investment for the company. So, we're looking at a total price of about $8,000. Some fluctuations, some things have increased. I think one or two things have decreased. But I'm going to kind of put them all to the camera, explain why I believe in these, and we'll kind of go from there. So, if you guys enjoy the video, like and subscribe, all that good stuff, you know what it is, leave comments, and let's get started. So, we'll do it assorted games, Pokemon, Magic, just because I have the least to most. So, for assorted games, I just have this case of Weiss, Victory Goddess, Nikkei, whatever it may be. This is 24 boxes in here. We've got a beautiful playmat, pretty cool. These are pretty small boxes, just tiny, almost like Japanese Pokemon-esque. But realistically, these are long-term hold. These have only gone down. They got released recently. I paid $1.5K for the case, and right now they're like 1.4 on TCG Player, so after taxes and all that shit, haven't lost much, haven't made much. Obviously, if I were to sell, I would lose solid 15%. So that's essentially my only non-investment class type of TCG stuff. I just think it's a pretty hype set. Long term, I'm sure it'll do fine. It doesn't really matter. Just figured I'd pick it up. So for Pokemon, I still have some Japanese stuff that's in the process of being sold. That will be converted probably into Magic stuff, I'll be honest. For English Pokemon, though, we do have a box of Paldea Evolved. My cost basis is about $140. That's because I got them during the last TCG Player sale, when they dipped down to about $130 a box, $140 a box. I bought 4 of them, one of which was with the TCG Player cashback, so we might actually be sitting at $130 for that. And then we've got one single box of Battle Styles. So, pretty cool set. Bought it from the Pokemon Center for $145 a box, whatever it may be. Overall, can't complain. Obviously, everything's kind of gone up in the Pokemon market. I like it. I think it's a cool Sword and Shield set. I don't think it deserves to be shit on like it is. But hey, that's just me. I think the Tyranitar card is super cool, but it's hard to pull, so I get it. Next, we've got not one, but 2 Scarlet and Violet base boxes. These were kind of just left over from a collection I bought a couple months ago. I think my cost basis is $100 a box. These were, no one wanted these. These were down in the dumps pretty bad, so I just kind of held on to them. I always like keeping a sealed case, or sealed box of whatever I get. Last but not least for Pokemon, Paradox Rift. So, essentially, I managed to pick 3 pretty banger sets. Got pretty lucky there. These are all gone up. I mean, everything's gone up, don't get me wrong, but these in particular have done pretty well. They're like the darling sets of the TCG hobby right now, the Pokemon Scarlet Violet era. These are pretty banging sets. So, with that said, we're going to get into some juicy stuff now. So, this is just personal, thing. Secret Layer, Deadpool, non-foil. I really like it. Keep a hold of this. One last Pokemon thing. I almost forgot. I don't know why. I have 2 Sun and Moon base Lunala ETBs. I remember buying 2 of these for $60 a box, I think, a couple months ago. I did sell them to a buddy of mine. He likes ripping stuff, but these are my own personal ones. I bought them back for $100 a box, and they've got very little market depth. I mean, there's, what, 5 boxes on TCG Player until it hits 150 a box? It's Sun and Moon era. It's really old. I mean, long term, I think these are super pretty to display. Same thing goes with the Soul Galio here. So this Soul Galio box, same thing, paid $100 a box. These were all from one seller. You know, it's sealed, it's legit, it's wonderful. I think it displays beautifully, and all in all, I really can't complain. I think it's beautiful, it's great. There'll be great display pieces on the Pokemon, or, you know, sealed shelf, essentially. I really like them. So, now we can get into Magic the Gathering. So, back here you'll kind of see it. There we go. I've got a case, so 6, Streets of New Capenna Draft. These were... I just picked them up because I paid, my cost basis is $86, $87 a box, I think. Honestly, not that bad. One of them is a little smushed, but we're not going to complain about that. Next, I have 11 March of the Machine draft boxes. You'll see I do focus mostly on draft, just because they're not making those anymore. Long term, I think they'll do pretty well. People really enjoy doing drafts. I've had a lot of fun doing drafts during 2020 and 2021 with my buddies, so I like to kind of keep that. We've got 2 more back here, and a ton right down here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but yeah, that's what we've got in terms of largest single set quantity there. We've got those 11 boxes. Next up, we're actually diving into this drawer right here that I have where my camera is. And in here, this is the most beat up one. I made a shipping video recently because I've been getting beat up boxes on TCG Player. But original Jumpstart 2020, this is almost 5 years old now, has Heuristic Study, has Crater Hoof, has Exquisite Blood, has a ton of good hits, banger set, fun to play if you just want to run some Jumpstart. I think this has a lot of upwards potential long term, so I'm going to keep holding it. Eventually it'll, you know, move, it'll go up. I forgot to mention I have 7 of those. I don't know if I said that or not. Now we are going to go with 6 of these Ixalan, Lost Cavern of Ixalan kind of draft boxes. Big fan of Lost Caverns of Ixalan. I think the Jurassic Park cards are pretty cool. They'll age pretty well, and it's just a really fun set. Okay, so I have a case of these, 6, so let's kind of keep moving. By the way, for the Ixalan draft, the cost basis is $93 or $90 a box, I believe. For Jumpstart, it's closer to $95 a box. Mostly open market, you know. March of the Machine, I believe my cost basis is $89 or $90 a box as well. So overall, just kind of when there's cheap deals, I scoop them up. But on the kind of conversation of Lost Caverns of Ixalan, I've got a case, a sealed case, of the collector boxes. So this was one of my biggest purchases in recent history. These were, I bought them for $329.99 a box, plus 2% for taxes because I have a discount. I got them from an LGS. Cool Stuff Games Inc., the Miami location. I get 15% off singles and 5% off unique or sealed items, so I like to spend money there, obviously. This was about $2,000, and they're currently at, or sorry, it was $329.99 a box, yeah. And these are currently at $375-ish a box, so already kind of sitting pretty with that. On the topic of collector boxes, I do have one other collection of collector boxes, and that is going to be Core 2021. I think this is a beautiful box. I think it displays really well if I had proper lighting and all that. And I do actually have 5 of them, so almost full case as well. My cost basis on these, on average, is about $230 a box. Market price is about $270 right now, but there's what, maybe 10, 15 of these left till they're $350. I think they're really old. They're one of the first collector boxes ever printed. They're just, they have some high quality cards. They have Ugin, they have Teferi. Overall, I had a really good time opening them when they first came out. And for how old they are and how low print run these are, I think this is an amazing pickup. I think this is one of the best investments I'm going to have long term. We'll kind of see how it goes, but we've got these. Since I'm, kind of in this drawer right now, I'll do this out of order. I have one box of New Phyrexia Draft. I think this is a super cool set. Ooh, that's a little dusty. Sorry about that. But yeah, I think this is a super cool set. I really like it. I think the collector boxes are also great, but I'm not dropping that much money on collector box that kind of already ran, even though they will go up even more in the future. I'd rather pick up the draft, set, that sort of stuff, and really just maximize volume. I think in the future, when I'm running out of space, which I'm starting to, but not yet, I will start moving into more collectors, more set boxes, but for now, I think draft for Magic is super cool, and I think they'll age well. So my cost basis on this is $90 a box, $91 a box, something like that. Not bad at all. Alrighty, next up I have Wilds of Eldraine. Super cool set. Hopefully we get more set boxes from the last reprint. This shit is completely out of stock. Hopefully the set boxes, there's a ton of them coming. I would love for the price to go down and to scoop up as many as possible. In that similar vein, we have Throne of Eldraine. So this is, boosters. They don't even say draft because they didn't have set yet. This was one of the last sets before that. Sorry, my camera. So this, another beautiful box. For the Wilds, cost basis, $93, something like that. I mean, I'm a Rudy patron. Whenever I see a good bundle, I grab them. This one, open market. I think I paid $100 for it. So all in all, not bad on that. We've got, let's see. There's more Lost Caverns back there of Ixalan. Draft for D&D, the Commander Legends 2 Battle for Baldur's Gate. Overall, dragons, bunch of cool shit. That's going to go up. I mean, definitely has taken a while for it to happen, but it has. So there's that. Now let's talk about Theros, another, early 2020s type set. Not a lot of movement. Paid $110 for this box on the open market. All of these boxes, essentially, I'm up $20, $30. Doesn't really matter. It's pennies, drop in the bucket, whatever. Long term, I'm looking at selling, if I have 6, selling maybe 2 when they get to 200, recovering my cost basis, moving it into something else. When they hit 300, selling 1 or 2, and then just kind of keeping the rest. Maybe I'll enjoy them, I'll open them, whatever it may be, It's just like that. Next, we have Innistrad Remastered. This one actually isn't doing very well. My cost basis is $160 a box, I believe, at 3 boxes. They're currently worth $135. Honestly, whatever, long term. Again, this is a specialty set. I don't think it's going to get reprinted. No one was like, it was like super hyped at the start, and then it kind of just fell off. For some reason, everyone hates Innistrad block. I don't know why it's Shadow over Innistrad, Innistrad Midnight Hunt, Crimson Vow, and now Remastered. They're all kind of just lower tier boxes. I love the whole werewolf, vampires, all that cool stuff. It's got decent cards. It's got Edgar, it's got Craterhoof, it's got Blood Artist. I mean, nothing like huge, but nothing bad. Long term, I think they'll do all right. Why not? I have 3 of them. Now, one of the only other play boxes I have, this Bloom Barrow box. I love Bloom Barrow. I think it's really cool. I'll probably scoop up more whenever it gets reprinted. So maybe in a month, maybe in 3 months, maybe 4 months. We'll see. All in all, cost basis $118. Rudy Patreon. If you guys aren't, Alpha Investments. Guy's pretty cool. Love my Florida man. Also Florida guy. So, that's how we roll. But I think this box does really well. Have you seen the collectors? They've gone insane. But they've got some really banger cards. The lands are beautiful, dude. The lands with the seasons and everything. I love them. Not that dictates price very much, but I feel like long term, also, they'll do well. And last but not least, at least in terms of kind of like sealed stuff, I do have a Kamigawa Kamigawa Neon Dynasty draft box. This was one of the first sets I opened when I got back into Magic early 2020. It was like Midnight Hunt, Crimson Vow, Kamigawa, that sort of block there. I really like it. I think Boseiju and the rest of the land cycles, Otawara, that sort of stuff, bangers. I mean, they'll do well. Obviously, this being a 2020-esque era product, slightly higher print runs, but I think they'll age really well. Okay? Now, I do have 12 of these Darkness Ablaze sleeves. Little money spread for y'all. This isn't really an investment. I would not buy sleeved packs unless they're like super old or you intend to hold them for like years and years and years. But at that point, just get the box. I bought this when I was still selling sealed. Orders over, you know, $300, $400, toss in a free sleeved pack. Just like as an extra thank you, I feel like it's very nice. Obviously, if you're selling on tcgplayer, I wouldn't really do that. You need as much profit margin as possible. But on your own website, I like to do nice stuff like that for people. You know, if people mention it's like their birthday and they're a good customer, something like that, I'll toss something in. You have to have bought before. Don't be sneaky. I'm not doing that. But I do, by proxy, just kind of have these left over. I think I paid $4 a sleeve. Bought them on tcgplayer 4 months ago. I think it was like Midwest Gaming or something like that. Pretty cool store. So there's that. So to kind of wrap everything up, some of you may be asking, Vic, what's your investment strategy? Why are you buying a lot of a specific set, but not a lot of other sets? Realistically, the investment strategy is kind of a shotgun approach. Just get a little bit of everything, you know, hit whatever you hit, and long term, they'll all do pretty decently. We might have, you know, another market where it's like Gate Crash and Born of the Gods and all this stuff, Born of the Gamble, where it's just the last decade. Everything goes down or stays stagnant for 10 years. So personally, I'm also buying stuff I enjoy to open. Worst case scenario, 5 years in, we've done nothing. I'll open a box or two. Doesn't really matter at that point. Business cost has been amortized, all this good stuff. The accounting has already kind of taken care of that. In and out, all that good shit. So, yeah, my strategy, though, is not only just buy stuff I enjoy, but watch the collector boxes. When a collector box goes up, yeah, there are chases, there are hits, there's all this good stuff. But the cards tend to follow. And obviously, at a certain age, at a certain point, you know, the cards can be down here in value. The box will be up here. The older it gets, the more devoid the box gets of the actual value. You know, if, I don't know, Shards of Alara, super expensive box, but I think the best hit might be Painter's Servant, something like that. It's like $80, $90 for a rare. There might be other stuff. I'm not like super familiar with that block, but that's just an example. Essentially, the older it gets, the more the value of the box and the price of the cards inside deviate. They don't really matter at a certain point, but in these newer boxes, I think if a collector box of, say, New Phyrexia, collector box of March of the Machine New Phyrexia is $500. I don't think the draft box should be 100. I don't think it should be 110, 120. I think it should be closer to maybe 180, maybe 200, and I think it will eventually kind of follow up with that. The set will obviously move higher faster just because there's more rares, which generally is what's worth it in these boxes. But all in all, you know, a little bit of diversity. The Pokemon stuff I have left, that's just whatever I had left from selling on my site, which is being converted to a single site. I need to buy a scanner. I need to do all this cool stuff. So keep an eye out for that. We'll see where that goes. It's taking a little longer than usual because of life stuff. But yeah, just want to make this video and kind of show off what I've got. It's $8,000 more or less, without counting the Japanese stuff I have here and some of the ETBs. So tack on extra 1,500 for those. Yeah, I think that's about fair. Another 1,000, 1,500. pretty close to 10K, so that's what I'm going to have in the title. If you watched all the way to the end of the video, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. If you buy something off the TCG Player store, message me. Be like, hey, Vic, I watch your videos. Can I get some Pokemon stickers? I'll toss you a Pokemon sticker or two for free, just as a thank you for being, you know, a good viewer, watching till the end. If you did watch to the end, like and subscribe. That really helps. We will see where the channel goes. I am now, I believe I will be unemployed soon in terms of my job. It was terrible for my mental. I will be leaving it. So in the meantime, while I'm looking for something else, be going pretty hard on the YouTube, pretty hard on the TCG player, see how feasible it is at this scale to kind of survive. We'll see how that goes. That'll be interesting. But more videos on the way, and if I haven't released the shipping video, there will be another shipping video for boxes of this caliber, larger stuff, not just singles and all that, so keep an eye out for that. All in all, though, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care.